How's it going, guys? This is the Cranky Yankee here. I believe this should be my first video. I got a couple of them, another account from when I was younger, but in light of everything that's going on, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the storm we're having. I am the Cranky Yankee. I'm from Vermont, from up on the Canadian border, up the great cold north. But as you can see, it's pretty sunny where I am right now. This is not Vermont, this is Florida. This is Northwest Florida on the Panhandle. If you know anything about what's going on right now, as it is, I believe, September 10th, 9th or 10th, somewhere around there. I don't remember. I can't quite look at the date on my phone right now. We're getting Hurricane Irma, and it's one of the worst ones they've had in a while. It's just hit Cuba. It's on its way towards Miami right now. It should be in this, if it's, we don't know if it's going to hit us right now. We live in the Panhandle, which is way in the northwest part, right just south of Alabama. It's not projected to hit us directly. It's going to go to like Tallahassee, which is about, I think, 200 or 300 miles east of us. Still fairly close. We're probably gonna get a lot of rain, a lot of wind. But what I just did, as you can see, I'm real sweaty. I just been out working outside for the last hour and a half or so. Me and my stepfather just put some shutters on the windows. Those are, by the way, apparently not many of the houses in our neighborhood have these. They have actually, what it is if I could try to show you. Got these little like little screws that are bolted right into the brick of the house, and then you just put the aluminum shutters over wing nuts. It's supposed to prevent against, debris and whatnot. I mean, branches and different things. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm from, like I said, from the Northeast. I've been through blizzards. I've been through nor'easters, which is basically like a hurricane with ice and snow. We had earthquakes, tornadoes up there. Anything crazy, but still, lots of flooding, ice storms. I mean, I've lived through quite a bit in my life. Not that I'm not scared of a hurricane, I'll tell you that much. But as they say, an ounce of preparation is, or a gram of preparation is worth an ounce of cure, or something like that. But so we decided to do that. But I just wanted to a couple of tips, even though I am not from this area, and this is technically one of my first experiences with a hurricane or storm of this magnitude. I know I smoke cigarettes, just disregard, that's gross. I'm going to be switching to my vape once I get some money. I got Heritage coming in, and I'm going to be buying a better setup for this. Get a camera and a computer, and I don't have a computer right now, so I'm just doing this on my phone. And once that comes in, these are gonna go bye-bye. I'm gonna switch to vape. I vaped when I first came down here. My vape broke, and they're $100, $200 a piece, so I don't have the money to invest in that right at the moment. Things you'll learn more about me as this goes along. I do have a son. He's medically complex, so I don't have a whole lot of extra money. I mean, I shouldn't even be smoking cigarettes, but nicotine addiction is one of those things where my family are like, look, we don't like that you smoke. We'd rather you smoke than be a dick. So that's the thing. Back to my topic here. I get ADD. I get a little off topic sometimes. That'll probably be a trend since in my videos. But I just wanted to say, a couple of tips for people who either are, not familiar with hurricanes, things you need to do. I work at a grocery store. We were wiped out of water this last week. Like, there was nothing on there. I just was told they got 8 pallets in a couple days ago, so I'm gonna hopefully go and get some water for myself. We have plenty right now, but it doesn't help to have more. We have a water cooler, so we get those big, like 15, 20 gallon jugs that we put in. A little water fountain or whatever. You put your glass into there and drink it. So we've got 5 or 6 of those, so that's good. We should have plenty of drinking water. A tip for people who don't know, and a lot of people don't think of this: fill your bathtub with water. If you're not evacuating, fill your bathtub with water, because you can use that for washing. You can use that for flushing your toilet if you lose power. We have not been evacuated here in our part of the state, because, like I said, we live in the Panhandle. We're pretty far away from where it's supposed to hit, but it's unpredictable. Every time I've been checking for the last 4 or 5 days. Every time I check, the forecast puts it farther and farther west, which means it comes closer and closer to where we are. Fortunately, my mother works at a hospital in town. We actually got 3 major hospitals in this city, but she works at one of them, and she's allowed to take her family with her, because when she works on registration, when you go to the emergency room, she's the one who checks you in, blah 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 blah. So she was told that she was able to, if she has to go, because if the storm hits, she has to go to the hospital and she has to stay there for the duration. So I mean, she could be there for days, a couple days, 2, 3, 4 days, depending how bad it is in this area, or how many people from other parts of the state get shipped up here, because I'm thinking probably at least Tallahassee, if they get hit real hard and their hospitals can't cope with, if there's a lot of injuries or hurt people, sick people, you know, if they can't cope with the influx of patients, they may send them over here, and she'll have to go. So the good news is that if that happens, my son and his mother, who, as a side note, we're not together. We are co-parents, but we are not in a relationship anymore. We do still live together. It's a weird situation, I know. More about that at another time. It's not really a good time to talk about that right now, as I have to get ready for work very soon. I have to work 2 to 10 tonight, so I'm probably going to be busy. Probably a lot of people in there buying all kinds of shit. I work in the deli, so it's lunch meat and sandwiches and whatnot. So we see a lot of people coming in buying lunch meat, buying sandwiches, stuff that, you know, you can put in a cooler, because that's actually another good thing. Another good idea. I work in a deli. If it's off time, buy lunch meat. Lunch meat's really good. People don't think about it, but I mean, you know, obviously non-perishables. You got your soups, your beans, anything that's in a can, tuna, you know, stuff like that. It's really good to have because it keeps a long time. You know, if it's not as susceptible to water damage. I actually also tell people, lunch meat, bread and lunch meat. I know it doesn't last a long time, but if you have a cooler, you can put it in a cooler. It's good for a couple of days as long as you got plenty of ice. You know, I would recommend if you're in a situation where you need to ration your food, I eat that stuff first just because it does go bad easily, but not a bad idea to get maybe a pound, depending on how big your family is. I mean, a pound is probably good for, I think, 5 or 6 sandwiches. So if you got 5 or 6 people in your family, you know, or even if you got 2 or 3, that's a couple sandwiches a piece. But another thing, you know, fill up your car with gas. I know that they said that they are suspending any kind of tariffs or taxes for being brought into the state so that they can have more resupply quicker once the city gets brought back up to speed. If, like I said, if it happens, but that's other parts of the state. Thing about it is a lot of people are comparing this to Hurricane Andrew. No, I wasn't here for Andrew. That was in '92. I was like 4. I was living back home in Vermont at that point. But they're really saying this is worse. I mean, this is it's a category, I think, 3 right now in Cuba. It's supposed to get back up to a category 5 by the time it hits the mainland of Florida. Got that little channel between Cuba and Miami. It's supposed to get more strength when it goes up there, get bigger. So Miami's going to be hit hard. Dade County, I mean, the whole southern tip of Florida's been evacuated. I mean, they're like, the Keys are done. They're talking about 12 to 20 foot storm surges. So you're talking, your house will be underwater. So I'm really hoping it doesn't hit here. But I know there's places in Alabama that have been getting evacuated, which is kind of surprising to me considering I'm literally like as close as I was to Canada when I lived back home in Vermont. I'm almost that close to Alabama where I live now. A lot of people refer to this part of Florida as Lower Alabama, and it's not that much of a exaggeration. A lot of rednecks here. Then again, I'm a bit of a redneck. I mean, hey, camo hat. I'm a bit of a redneck myself. I grew up rural farm country. You can't grow up where I'm from, not be a little bit redneck. Yeah, this is kind of just a weird little ranch spiel, bit of an intro video. I'm the Cranky Yankee. Somebody called me that at work like 2 or 3 months ago. I thought it was cute, so I kept it. And I decided, hey, that's what I'm gonna call myself on YouTube. Because I'm kind of a dick. I mean, it's funny, but I'm not. I hate everybody. I mean, I hate people. I don't like people. People, you can call me prejudiced, racist, sexist, whatever. I'm not racist. I'm not sexist. I hate everybody equally.